moments, I thought I'd press the button and we'll get started. So, Queenstown, near the bottom of the South Island. Been there a few times, but not during COVID, or at least level 2, with all the extra restrictions. It's a bit weird. It is. Anyway, I'm outside Pog Mahone's, the classic, infamous Irish bar. I have a little story for you that happened yesterday evening, early evening. For those that have joined us nice and early, you get a little treat. I came down to Pog Mahone's. Oh, we got here probably about 5:30. It would have been 5:45. Myself and Eloise, my youngest daughter, and we sat down, had a cider each, and there was a stag party here. It was a bit rowdy. It was very early in the day for a rowdy stag party. And there was this big guy. He was made me look small. Big, hairy bloke, dressed up in drag, obviously. Big blonde wig, bra, short denim skirt, that kind of stuff. And it was, it was quite rowdy. Lots going on. Anyway, that's Pog Mahone's for you. It's sort of anything goes down here. Morning, Daniel. Good morning, Sheldon. Sheldon, I have a pie. Look at that. We're going to go for the Starbucks pie this morning. Anyway, it didn't take long for things to very quickly escalate. And this gentleman, probably mid-30s, I would say, decided after, and we could hear quite a bit of sort of egging him on from his teammates for the evening, that they had to give him various dares for the evening. And one of these dares involved him, and this is outside, we're here, this is exactly where it happened. This is the courtyard, okay? And notice the wheelie bins there, because that's part of the story. He decided, and I didn't realise what was going on, because I had my back to the group, whereas Eloise was basically full on vision. And this guy completely, and I'm not joking, he completely stripped, stark naked, and then promptly ran over to the wheelie bins and jumped and lied on top of said wheelie bins. And of course all his mates were jeering him on and stuff, but to be fair, at sort of 6 p.m. it would have been, there was a lot of people around, a lot of public, a lot of families, a lot of kids walking up and down the street, by the side of the waterfront. And there was a lot of shock, actually, and amazement. And initially it was a bit of a laugh, but very quickly, when you realise just how many children were watching, it became a bit of a problem. So his mates gathered him up, got him some clothes back on, not many to be fair, and then they sat down and carried on drinking. And we thought, hey, once off, we can let it go. Not a problem, each to their own. It is a pub after all. But that was the kind of antics that really should have kicked off around about, 11 p.m, midnight, 1 in the morning, that kind of stuff. Not tea time when there's lots of children around. Anyway, another sort of 15, 20 minutes went by and we thought, okay, they've simmered down. They've got one of these pranks out of the way. Everybody's happy. Next thing, he starts running across to the wall. I know this isn't automotive, but it's a good story. There's a wall just there which leads down to the waterfront. There's a mini tiny little beachy thing down there usually, and a few rocks, and then you're in the water. And he sat on the wall, stripped off again, completely, bare ass, and promptly got in the water. The problem was that maybe he didn't realise, but just behind the wall, you see the steamer ship there, look, and there's a little platform and jetty and stuff. There was loads of kids on there, and again, with parents, to be fair. I mean, what the parents were thinking, I don't know, but anyway, these kids are all watching what's going on, and he gets in the water, and then of course a team at Pog Mahone's have to come out to extract him from the water. And anyway, I expected the cops to turn up, to be honest. It was way beyond acceptable given the time of day. Like I said, it'd been midnight, nobody would have bothered, the kids would all be in bed and it'd just be a laugh. But timing, mates, if you're watching this, timing is what it's all about. I have no problems at all in you having a laugh during the live stream. During your stag party. But you know, that was a bit well, it was way too far, and there was quite a lot of people left the area, including the pub, so they lost a few patrons from it as well, which was a bit of a shame, to be honest. Right, let me get caught up with the old live stream and see who's in the well, not in the workshop this time. We're down in Queenstown. Jeez. All right, there we go. See who we've got. Come on, comments, you can do it. Oh my word, I've got some catching up to do. Bear with me, people. Now, how is the audio? I don't want to be too loud because there's people around, but you know, do my best. Simon Rawle, good morning, Simon. Welcome back, matey. Mike Bazansky, another regular. Welcome back, Mike. Good morning, Andy and crew. Simon, morning, Mike. Mike Bazansky, a little conversation going on between the two of them. Morning, Simon. Mike Bazansky at the pub. Good question. Simon, no Mike, on the sofa with a cold cider. That doesn't surprise me. Audio's good. Cheers, Sheldon. Skip the ads, don't need to see that. Right. Roger, good morning, Andy and crew. Just off to rescue a railway iron that appears to have got lost. Good call. You can't let those things disappear, can you? They're very useful. Kill Switch BB. Hey, Andy and crew. It's nice to be able to catch up live rather than see the cast the next day for a change. This is live. It's as good as it gets, to be honest. Alan Cook. Hi, Andy. Good morning, Alan. Welcome back, matey. Mike Bazansky. Big thumbs up. Easy. Sheldon. Good morning, Andy. Good morning, Sheldon. I'll be seeing you in a few days' time, mate. Daniel Beddle. How are you doing today, Andy? I'm all right. I was pretty knackered yesterday. My daughter's got herself a job down in Queenstown, so I've sort of merged the transportation or the logistics of getting her down to Queenstown with my normal job, basically. And I'm doing a visit to all the motorcycle dealers of a certain brand here in the South Island, and there's quite a lot of visits, to be honest. So we set off. I went up to Auckland on Monday late morning, stayed at Eloise's house on the Monday night, did heaps of stuff during the Tuesday. We had to get the ute serviced, new tyres. We'll come to those a bit later. Remind me to show you the tyres that I put on it. I've got for it. And then I had to load up an ROV. I had a race bike to load up. Ben had some more bikes to go on the trailer. We had washing machines, we had tumble dryers. Luckily, we had the big trailer. It was not full to capacity, but it was well loaded up. And the poor old Viking the poor old ROV was hanging off the back of the trailer. But we did it. We got it all done. And then promptly went back down to the cottage with Eloise and all her baggage and stuff. And then Tuesday night, it was a fine night, it wasn't raining. We managed to get the trailer unloaded, which was great, and got reconfigured ready for the Wednesday morning trip. Which was no mean feat. I had to get the race bike in the back of the ute. I had to work out a way of strapping down the canopy bit that goes over the deck, as well as get the race bike in there. And we got there in the end. It was a bit of a precarious load. Managed to get the tailgate shut, which was great. And then promptly set off down to Wellington. All went well. It was raining quite hard, did desert road. Roads weren't too bad, but we had the new tyres on, so it was quite interesting to see how much more grip they provided. Hey up, we've got Wheelie Bin Man coming. I'll pan you Wheelie Bin Man. Here we are. Where is he? There he is. Wheelie Bin Man. Making noise. Cheers, mate. So anyway, we made it down to Wellington in good time, on schedule, which was nice. Got into the hotel, you know, as you do, dumped all your gear, and then we went out and got some tea. And it was during the walk to tea that I got a text from the Inter-Islander ferry people saying, "Hey Andy," and it was very polite. "Hey Andy, we're sorry to say that your sailing tomorrow morning at 7:45 a.m. has been cancelled. Please give us a call." And at that point, everything turned on its head. it was like, bugger, we've got a schedule to stick to, and it's a pretty tight schedule. I've got a lot to get done, and the domino effect and all the admin work involved with that would have been horrendous, trying to reschedule everything and change hotels and all that kind of stuff, and extend the trip and then rebook the ferry back. And, you know, there's a lot of stuff goes on to try and get a big trip like this organized. So we had tea and I tried ringing them a couple of times, and of course their offices were closed. They were pretty cunning. They sent the text probably just after the office closed, which was fantastic. Well done, Inter-Islander. So anyway, couldn't do anything. Checked the website out, there was nothing on there. And then early in the morning, got up and then tried to call through again, and I just rang and rang and rang, kept getting cut off, so I just kept ringing over and over and over again, and eventually about 7:10 in the morning, a young lady answered, and I said, okay, understand the ferry's cancelled, can you get me on the next one? And she just laughed. She's like, well, there's no way you're going to get on the next one, we're overbooked. We've booked you on the Sunday ferry. And I'm like, hang on a minute, it's Thursday today, Sunday's like many days away. I need to get to the South Island. And to be honest, she wasn't very helpful. And that was the end of the call. So I let it fester for a little bit, did a few emails, and then gave them another call back and said, look, you know, is there any chance I can get a standby? And spoke to a different lady, this time very helpful. And she said, look, it's unlikely because we are fully booked, but there may be somebody that's booked in that just doesn't turn up because the crossing supposedly was supposed to be really rough. But I had to get to the South Island. So I said, look, I'll come down for about 12 o'clock, quarter to 12. They moved the afternoon ferry forward to 1:30 from about 2:30. I'll come down about 12 o'clock and we'll see what happens. Walked into the booking office when I got there. Same lady that was behind the counter that I spoke to on the phone. And I said, look, is there any possibility? Would really appreciate it if you could help me. You know, I've got a very tight schedule to stick to. This is for work, it's not a holiday, as are many of the people that are coming down to the South Island. And she said, look, I've got 130 cars to try and get on the next 2 ferries, plus yours. But you know what? Because you came down in person, you're now top of the list, and you have a place on that ferry. Thanks for coming down. And I was so grateful. So we got to the South Island, we got into Picton about, it would have been it was actually a fast sailing. The guy put the hammer down. We got there, I think we docked about 4:45, 4:30, 4:45, and then I had to get down to Christchurch. And on the way down, I had to drop off the race bike. So we got to Matt's place about 9:30, dropped the race bike off, didn't leave till about 10:30, had a good chat with Matt. Got to the hotel, and basically that was the end of the day. Just crashed out, straight asleep, job done. So we're now back on schedule, which is a relief. Right, let's get back to the comments. Dum 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 dum. Mike Brzezinski, thumbs up. Sean, Connor K. Morning, Connor. Morning, Andy and crew. Hope everyone is doing well. Fine. Had a really good sleep last night and good to go. I've got a pretty big trip to do today, there and back onto a farm and do some field research there. I'll show you where I'm going on a map in a minute. Let's just catch up with the comments first. Simon, alcohol and cold water are a bad mix. Yes. Richard Ausberger. Hello, Andy. Good morning, Richard. Welcome back, matey. Mike, must have been some shrinkage. Yes. I think it very quickly the kids didn't get to see very much. Purple Monkey, 1974. Bit cold there. It's not bad, to be honest. It's fresh. I would say it's fresh. It's all right. It's got the jacket on. We're all good. And a t-shirt. Jason's Garage. How's everyone doing today? Well, everybody, I think, by the looks of the comments and myself, we're doing just fine. Good morning, Jason. The Urban Guy. That's a new one. Hey, Andy, what's with the ponytail? You mean this one? Well, it's a COVID tail. Yes. I haven't been to the barber's for a long time, and to be honest, I went to the barber's about 6 months ago, and he had no idea what to do with it other than try and shave it all off, and I'm like, that's not going to happen, mate. Quite like it. Got used to it, to be honest. So that's the way it's going to be. But it is getting longer. And did you know, actually, in Europe, this is a little story, I'm sure I've told it before, in Europe, ponytails were popular with the gentlemen of the era first, before the young ladies decided to take over. So I'm supporting the guys on the ponytails here. And I think it's become quite acceptable these days, hopefully. Anyway, Dave123, doing good. Jason, taking a break from my first motorcycle tyre change attempt. Oh dear, took me forever to get the first tyre off. It shouldn't be that bad unless it's an arse of a bike to do. Daz323323. Do you have to get an essential worker pass to get into Auckland? You have to get a pass, and being an essential worker is one of the ways you can get it. I put off getting a pass for quite some time because I just didn't feel confident or happy going into Auckland, and I didn't need to be honest. I can do my own job without, I tend to work remotely anyway, so it's not usually an issue. There was a couple of things that were starting to brew up in the background that required me to get to Auckland a couple of times and to move vehicles around that I'd undersealed. But once I applied, I got an essential worker, a passport kind of thing, a certificate, permission sheet, which allows me to enter and leave Auckland whenever necessary. I don't have to book anything. I don't have to tell them in advance. What I do need to do though is have a COVID test done, and 72 hours before I pass the border, I'll go through the border. And usually, actually every time up until now, I've had the result come through before I've arrived. And of course, it's always been negative. And the last one I had was a week last Friday, and I got the result the following Monday morning. I tend to get them on the Monday morning, around about 9 a.m. And it's pretty good. It's not a fun thing to have done though. Just watch one of the last live streams. Yeah. In fact, the third one that I had done, the most recent one, that was actually really painful. It was like having sandpaper up your nose. Well, not up your nose, it was right up here, It bloody hurt. Anyway, Jason's Garage, Dave123. No doubt a good break is needed sometime. Harry Dark. Morning, Harry. Would have joined you earlier, but had a thing of ulcerative colitis. Man, I feel bad. Hey, that's not good. I have no idea what it is, but it doesn't look good. Mike Adams, howdy all. Morning, Mike. The Urban Guy, fair play. Jim K, morning, Jim. Jim, I have been missing your calls. I am sorry. I think I was driving or in a meeting or doing something each and every time you tried to call. So my sincere apologies. You're welcome to try and give me a call a bit later on, say in 2 or 3 hours time. I'll be driving, although the signal's not brilliant down here, but you're most welcome. It'd be good to have a chat, a bit of a catch up. The Urban Guy. So more importantly, how are the Tool Girls? Do you keep in touch? There's been a lot of Tool Girls over the years. Yes, I do keep in touch with the ones that are still in New Zealand, or some of them at least. Holly is the most recent Tool Girl. She's been around for a long time. She was one of my students, and she is literally still stuck in Auckland. And the way things are looking, it's going to be a long time before she's able to get down to the workshop. It's very sad, to be honest. I hope she's doing okay. I've not spoken to her for probably 3 or 4 weeks. So hopefully she's hanging in there. She's pretty stressed, but I think she's okay. I'll maybe message her later on today and see how she's doing. But yes, in general, they're all okay. I mean, a couple of them live in Australia now, although to be fair, Tool Girl Sarah, and you can find her on Facebook. She has a Facebook profile, not under Tool Girl Sarah, but she is called Sarah. It's a real name. She was diagnosed with cancer, about 6 months ago, and she's been going through chemo and been in hospital and not been very well, to be honest. She does keep posting regular updates on how she's coping. I hope she's going to be okay. I don't know what her plans are. I'm sure she will be fine. I don't know what her plans are, whether she's going to come back to New Zealand or not, or go somewhere else. She's originally from Canada. But yeah, very sad, to be honest. Very sad indeed. Connor K, good to know you got on the roll-on, roll-off ferry. I did. It's a lot harder for those to sail in heavy seas due to the risk of vehicles sliding around. Even if slashed and cocked, free surface effect. In fact, a chap was telling me a story. Where the hell was it? I can't remember where it was now. It was on the way down, somebody was telling me. And he did a crossing after a really bad crossing. And it took the crossing, the bad one was, it took about 8 hours. It should have taken them 3. It took them 8 hours to get across. And a lot of the cars got written off on the ferry just from sliding around. And some of the trucks broke free and crushed cars. And man, it was just an absolute disaster. But they did make it back to port. And then they unloaded all the cars. Quite a few of them they had to tow out with tow trucks and stuff, flatbed trailers and things, because they were so badly damaged. And then they took the ship back out into the harbour, away from the dock, to give it a good clean down, because there was a lot of sick puke all over the place, from what I'm told. And there was a long delay before that ferry could get back in action. A lot of carnage. Yeah, I don't want to be on a ferry like that, a ferry trip like that. That'd be horrendous. But yeah, you're right, Connor. Things can go wrong real quick. Very fortunately, our crossing was much more mild than we expected. It was a little bit rough getting out of the harbour once, entering the Strait, Cook Straits, but within about half an hour it settled right down. And by the time we got to Picton and coming down what do they call it, the Sound, coming into Picton, it was really calm. It was nice. It was actually a really nice crossing. Sun was out. Lots of people up on deck taking photos as they do. Yeah, it was all right actually. It was a lot better than expected. Right, we've caught up with the comments, so we're going to attack the pie. In fact, hang on, tyres. Let's cover the tyres. Let's do that first. I did take some pictures, so bear with me. Not those pictures. Jeez. Here we go. Right. Will it twizzle it? No. Yes, it will. Right, there we go. Okay, so I'll tell you the make in a minute. That's the tyres that are now on the truck. They are slightly taller. The others are a 65 profile. These are a 70. That's the tread pattern there, look. So I've gone for a what they call an all-terrain rather than a mud terrain. The muds that I had on were pretty bad on the tarmac roads where the chippings had gone. It was just bare tar, and wet bare tar. They were sliding around quite a bit. Even losing traction with the trailer on going up a hill, which was really bad. They're made by a company called, you've all heard of Dick Krepick. They're a Dick Krepick tyre, and the size, oh geez, hang on, bear with me. The size is an LT 265/70/17. Now, the criteria for the tyres that I use is pretty strict. The tyre guys don't like me at all because I make their lives really hard. These are a 10-ply tyre, which means they can run at quite a high PSI if needed, if the trailer's really loaded up and there's a lot of hitch weight and a lot of gear in the back of the ute as well, then I can make the tyres round again without being outside the maximum pressure rating of the tyre. But yeah, they're actually really good, to be honest. I was very surprised how well they gripped on the wet roads. Don't make as much noise as the previous tyres. I've forgotten the brand of it. Oh, Bridgestone they were. Bridgestone mud terrains that we had on before. But yeah, I would strongly recommend them. I mean, it's early days. I've done about 2,000 kilometers on those tyres since they were fitted on Tuesday. So yeah, about 2,000 k's since Tuesday we've covered. And they've done really well. Very happy. There's no judder through the steering. They're well balanced. Not too much noise, and they do handle well. You can push them quite hard. So actually, good choice. Very happy with those. And the tyre guys did take a lot of time. Power Tyre, I think they're called, in East Tamaki. Very helpful chaps. Now, where else are we going? Let me just bring up the map, and I'll show you where we're going, or where I'm going today, and then we'll start the pie. Turning around. 3, 2, 1. Okay, bear with me because we're on the in the field tripod. There we go. Sorry about the reflections. There's not a lot I can do about that. So here is Queenstown, and I'm going to Ranfurly over here. Look, and I've got to come back to Queenstown for tonight. It's quite a twisty run. So through to Cromwell. That's I quite enjoy that drive. It's quite a good rally stage, and then out through the back of Cromwell. Heading east, basically, all the way to Ranfurly. It says about 2 hours. It probably will take me about 2 hours, maybe a little bit less. 173 k's, and I've got to go on to a farm at Ranfurly and basically survey the use of the vehicle and with the working environment at the farm, capture it all on GoPro, and then come back, meet up with Eloise back at Queenstown, and then we're back out for something to eat tonight. So that's my day after the live stream. Should be fun. Looking forward to it. Right, there you go. That's my day. Turning around. There we go. Ooh, get the camera sorted out. Yeah, it's gonna be a nice run, I think. Actually, looking forward to it. Okay, where are we? Hang on, I've missed a few. Sheldon, need a new tool girl closer to the workshop. I do, I absolutely do. But whilst there's still all these lockdowns and things going on, nobody's interested at the moment, and I'm not even looking. But once things get back to a normality at some point, I think that will happen. I mean, obviously Holly will still continue as a tool girl. She really, really passionately enjoys being a tool girl for the channel, and she's really good too. She's great with the tools, asks lots of questions, and just gets on with stuff. You know, it's good. Simon, not a cold pie today. It might be actually. We better start the pie. Okay, so this is a Starbucks steak and cheese. Look at that. Looks very appetizing. It's got a very sort of puff pastry top to it. Now they warm this up for me. They supply it warm, good to go. It's not looking too bad. I don't see any massive cracks in it, but we're going to crack on because it's going to get cold. Oh, hang on. They are, look. We do have a slight fissure. The lid is starting to break free from the pie. So we'll start from that point because actually the base is quite soft as well. We'll do the thumb test. Look, you see the thumb sinks right down into the pie. Jeez. Okay, we're going in. Pie time. That actually is nice. I mean, it's not particularly hot, but the browned pastry on the top gives it a nice, real nice deep flavour to it. And a good chunk of meat hanging out of the pie there. Good job, Starbucks. I'm not too sure if it would be pie that you can eat when you're driving though. She's quite flimsy, quite flexible on the old pie casing. But nevertheless, quite tasty though. Let's just do that runnability test. Oh, I don't know if I can or not actually. It's just starting to, you see that? I'm not going to hold it there for too long because it's going to drop out, but yeah, definitely not a pie to eat while you're driving. High viscosity on the old gravy there. Right, so I'm going to be quite quick with this one. Taste. It's not the best pie I've tasted, but it's okay, definitely. I'm going to give it a 7. Oh, jeez. Right, we'll give it a 7 for flavour. What's next? Structure fully partners. Well, geez, look at that. We've got problems already. We'll just hang in there a little bit longer for that one. Runnability we've done is pretty bad. We'll give it a 3 for that. Meat quality. Well, I've had one lump of meat so far, but that's all I've had. The rest of it's been gravy. So we'll go again. We're going to try and go for the bad bit. Holy moly. We almost had an overflow. That was just gravy. That was a whole mouthful of gravy. That's not good. You can see the cheese streak just on the top of the meat there, look, right in the middle. It's very runny and there's a lot of gravy in it. That was all gravy again. It's becoming disappointing as this pie. Again, you can see it's extremely runny. Look at that. Jeez. It's a pie that needs to be eaten quickly, otherwise it could be a catastrophe. Okay. Meat quality is not looking good at all. Where's my pen? Well, I've only had one bit of meat so far, and it wasn't bad, but there was only one piece. It's not good, is it? I'm going to give it a 4 for that so far. Pie to crust ratio. Well, there's an awful lot of pastry. There's an awful lot of gravy. Not overly impressed, to be honest. Oh, there's some meat there. If I open it up, there's a bit of meat you can see in the middle there. So maybe all the meat's dropped down to the bottom. But still not good there, really. That meat's not bad. It's not bad. Filling to crust ratio. 6? I think it's 6. Now, availability stroke logistics. This should be available. It's only available through, obviously, Starbucks. I'm not sure how many Starbucks there are in New Zealand, so let's have a little look. Store locator. There we go, look. They have got an online store. I wonder if you can order a pie online. Jeez. They don't give me the total number of stores. Let me just have a little look on the map, see if I can count them up. So there's quite a few around Auckland. Oh my word. Oh, I am using 2 fingers. Come on, Google. Bear with me, people. Bear with me. Jeez, this is not easy. This is not easy at all. It's not a very friendly website. Well, okay. I'm going to give up with that. That was crap. So it's very difficult to see a map of New Zealand with all these Starbucks stores. You've just got to zoom into each city to see what's there. Or you can do a search on a city. I haven't got all day. From experience, yes, lots around Auckland. There's a Starbucks in New Plymouth. Is there one in Nelson? I don't think there's one in Nelson. But obviously you can only buy from the stores. The good news is the pie is good to go. It's preheated, just like it is at the Wild Bean cafes and stuff. Can you order a pie online? Let's have a look. No. Gift cards, questions. No. All you can order online is a gift card, which is no use to me at all. Holy moly. So, what we're going to give it? Logistics, availability. There isn't one in every city. 4? 5? Plenty in Auckland. I don't know. Let's give it a 5. Let's be generous. It's Sunday. Right. Pastry taste rating. Okay. Let's see if we can get a bit of pastry off. It's just pastry. There we go. Oh my word. Right. We'll down that bit and then we'll do the pastry. I did like the browning on the top. That was quite tasty. It wasn't burnt, but it gave it some flavour. That was pretty mediocre. It was just pastry, basically, you know. Pretty gooey on the inside, crunchy on the outside. So at least we've got that balance, right? 5? I think so. Still tasty when cold. Well, it is actually quite cold. It's been... What time are we on now? I don't know. It's been 34 minutes. It's been out for about... Yeah, man, it's been out for about 40 minutes. Holy moly. Look at that. Go back to the live stream, Andy. Is it tasty? Well, I'm still eating it, and it's all right, actually. Would I eat it stone cold? At a push. What are we going to give that? Give it a 7. Right, one more bite before it falls apart. That was a big bite. The pastry is so flaky, there's absolutely no way you could eat this in the car. Definitely not. Now, packaging design, you get it in a bag. Very similar to like the Wild Bean Cafe stuff. All you get is a paper bag. However, the good news is, when it comes to recycling, they've put the recycling patch on there. So the design itself, first of all, they've got the Starbucks name down the side. Somebody's put some text on there as well. Got the little logo on the back. Has it got any addresses on it? Copyright Starbucks 2010. All rights reserved. Recycle it again. The bag is made from 100% unbleached paper. Good job. So they don't need a box. They just need a bag. So we've got to forgive them for that. And it comes with a little plate and a napkin, which is nice of them. And they put it in the bag for you. You don't do it yourself. So, how long would that take on Photoshop? 20 minutes to dot that together, and that's for a non-professional like me. I would say probably, we'll give them a 7 for that. That's not bad. Give them a 7. You've got to consider the usage, the working environment of that particular bit of packaging as well. Wow. Recyclable score, well, it's fully recyclable, and they tell you it's fully recyclable, and it's got the recyclable symbol, so we're going to give them a 10. Post pie heartburn. Too early to tell, but nothing yet. No burps yet. I feel sorry for the pub. The table's covered in crumbs. I'm going to try and filter it down through the gaps. So, as regards the heartburn factor, I'm going to give it an 8 for now. I think, actually, I should give it higher, shouldn't I, really? Because it hasn't given me any... 9? Let's give it a 9. There is a little bit there. I can just feel it gurgling away. Stuffability score. Don't know yet. Let's find out. That wasn't bad, actually. Do I want another one? No. Am I stuffed? Yes, that's breakfast done. I don't need any more food. That will do me till probably tonight, to be honest. So a little snack in the car while I'm driving. So, stuffability score. I'm not massively stuffed. I can still walk around and stuff. Let's give it a 9. It did its job. Now, this is Simon's category now that he put forward. The pie server attractiveness. Now, in Starbucks, and Queenstown is well known for being quite a posh environment, and they understand about marketing. They understand the business is about presentation. And I have to tell you, the 2 young ladies at Starbucks this morning, I'd have given them both a 10. Absolutely stunning. Well done, Starbucks. You've got your priorities right. So they're going to get a 10. Bang on. Now, if Mrs. Mechanic's watching this, I'm probably going to be in trouble. But you've got to be fair about this, you know, credit where credit's due. They'd spent a bit of time getting themselves sorted out this morning before they opened the shop, and they looked great. Good job, Starbucks. So, Structure Foley Partners, that's the one we've not put a figure on yet. It was pretty bad, wasn't it? We had gravy oozing out, we had breakages in the pastry, it wasn't glued, the lid wasn't glued down that well at the start, the base was quite soft. 4. I think a 4. I do, I think a 4. Okay. Ooh, bit of a burp. So, post pie heartburn's now gone down to 8. Tallying up the scores. In fact, you can help me with this. Just turn you around so you can double check my arithmetic, because it is Sunday. Right, 3, 2, 1. There we go. Okay, there's the pub. Okay, going down. Right, so we've got that's 11, 14, 18, 24, 34, 34, 40, 48, 58, 66, 75, 85. 85, I believe. Let me know if I'm wrong. There we go, look. Reflection in the window. Right, 85. I think that's a fair reflection of that pie, to be honest. And I did get a couple of comments, especially from one particular gentleman, I forget his name, sorry, about the fact that one of the pies we did recently the score it got didn't really reflect the pie. But it's not just the pie. There's a lot of factors in the background. You know, a lot of aspects that we cover on this score. It isn't just about the taste of the pie. It isn't just about the taste of the pastry. It isn't just about presentation. It's about the whole experience from obtaining the pie. If you're going to eat it in that environment, you know, what's the environment like? It's the whole journey of the pie. So, you know, that's why we have so many categories to try and score. And some pie, it could be the best pie in the world, but if it's only available in one place and you've got to order it 3 or 4 weeks in advance, it's going to lose marks in some of the categories, and it still won't be the overall leader. So you just got to bear that in mind. Let me plug my phone back in because it's probably going to go flat and it's providing internet stuff. Right, going back to the comments. Oh, gotta scroll back. You've all been busy. Going back. Oh, right. Okay, Sheldon. Les Rux, geared up. Yeah, Rux's road user charges. Absolutely, Sheldon. We're going to pay a little bit less now. That urban guy. Ah, mate, that's some bad news. Hope things will turn out okay for her. Me too. I was very sad to hear what had happened. Hopefully things will relax soon where you are. To be perfectly honest, the vast majority of people wandering around Queenstown, both last night and today, not wearing masks. Not wearing masks at all. However, to get into a restaurant or into a bar, you've got to wear a mask upon entry. Same was in Christchurch as well. But as soon as you're in, you can take it off because you're in a restaurant, you sit down and you have your food. So to be honest, it's a bit of a farce. And you should really be wearing them on the street. I mean, I'm okay doing a broadcast, you're allowed to take them off. But once I finish the live stream, I'll be putting my mask back on. And I'll show you the mask I got. You'll like this. The design is great. The fitment is terrible. It really has no fixed shape to it at all. I mean, I'm not a mask expert, but I thought you might like the design. Look at that. Combi vans. Yay! It's about the nearest thing to automotive that I could find. But in all honesty, I'm not going to be wearing this much longer. I'll get a new one that fits a lot better because it just keeps, without me having a beard, it sticks to the beard. Every time I open my mouth, it then drags the mask off my nose. It's crap. Absolutely pants. And it's starting to rain. Brilliant. Okay. Dave 123, I bet that's a pretty drive. It's going to be a lovely drive up there. It's a similar route actually to the Brass Monkey that I did on a motorcycle a few months ago with Alan. It is really nice up there, and I'm probably going to drive right past the Brass Monkey site, never to be used again. Simon, hit the like. Yes please people, hit the like button if you're enjoying the live stream. I know these on the road live streams are a bit weird, so forgive me. Dave 123, where are you? I missed the beginning of the stream. I'm in Queenstown, which is near the bottom of the South Island. It's not quite at the bottom. It's sort of just slightly to the west, and about a 3-hour drive from Invercargill. Yes. Purple Monkey 974. Can't the missus stand in for the Tool Girls at the moment? Well, she could, but I don't want to brand her with the same Tool Girl elements, to be honest. And she doesn't want that. She's quite happy to help me in the workshop. She's been doing a lot of work in the workshop recently. We've got a road sweeper. Go away. Yeah. But on camera, every now and again, she sort of pops in or brings me a coffee and stuff, and you get to see her in the background. I'm sure if I asked her to be in a video, she'd be quite happy to be in a video. She's been in a few posts as well on Facebook and Instagram and stuff. Connor K. That's bad about the ferry. Cars and trucks sliding around can can and has rolled ferries on their sides or keeled them over due to vastly changing the centre of gravity and the buoyancy. I bet the captain was pretty worried, to be honest, when those things started moving around. He was very lucky to get back. 8 hours, that's an extra 5 hours out at sea. But hey, well done for making it back, matey, whoever it was. Sheldon, the big question, what pie are we sampling on Friday? Sheldon, I don't know. I think, Sheldon, I'm going to leave that for you to decide. You need to find me a pie from Oamaru that's legendary, the best pie that Oamaru can put forward. And we'll see how they do on the scores. And we'll do a joint score. We'll all have the same pie if that's possible. I'm not sure if you eat steak and cheese, I can't remember. But, I mean, ideally some kind of steaky, cheesy kind of thing would be great. And we can all score it together, you know, and then we can do like a judging panel. Jesus, there's crumbs everywhere. Day 1, 2, 3. Starbucks should have consulted you on their meat pie development. It wasn't that good, to be honest. There was maybe 4 pieces of meat in there, and the rest was just gravy. That's crap, to be honest. Yeah, and they're not cheap. They're not a cheap pie because it's from Starbucks. It looked great. It looked really good at the start, and it sort of went downhill pretty quickly from there. I can see why they give you a plate to eat it. Or to eat it on, because it's just going to self-destruct. But you've got to remember, I'm a professional pie eater. I know the skill set to keep that pie together whilst eating it. Some of their regular customers, it might be their first ever pie, and to be honest, that experience, the pie collapses and it all goes down the front and it's just all over the face and it's just nothing but gravy. They're not going to have another pie. That's bad. Simon, there seems to be a lot of steak and cheese pies in New Zealand. I hunt them out. What cheese is it? Cheddar or blue cheese? Oh, it's cheddar. Basically cheddar cheese, I think, in most of them. You can get the odd pie with blue cheese. With that Lake Farms outfit, they do a blue cheese and beef pie, steak pie. I don't think I got one of those. I'm not really a fan of blue cheese, but I will have to try it at some point. You know, got to do that. Mike Adams, I'm back. I'm catching back up. I'm being chauffeur to my sister and niece today. I was chauffeuring Eloise all the way down from Auckland. 3 days. Well, it took us 4 days to get here. We had 1 day off because I was doing some service training on the way down, just outside Christchurch. But other than that, 3 days of driving, which was much better than 2 days of driving because it, you know, it just relaxes things a little bit, and we enjoyed the trip. And we were able to stop and have lunches and bits and pieces and have, you know, just catch up because I don't see Eloise that often, to be honest. Mike, I was always told the sloppier a food is, usually the better it tastes, especially burgers and sandwiches. I think sometimes pies can fit in that category too. Maybe. I mean, it may allow the flavouring to be absorbed into your taste buds easier. I don't know, but it was just for a pie, for the kind of pie that I like. It was just, there was a few things wrong with it, to be honest. And okay, people have different opinions about pies. All I can do is score it on my opinion. Simon, there was 2 of them. That's 20 all. Funny guy. Daz, speak up now. Daz, 3323. Furburger do good pies. Should do a review on one of those. Maybe, actually. Furburger's just round the corner from here. I'm in Queenstown for the next couple of days. And I did promise that I would do some videos of pie evaluation, pie survey. So maybe the Furburger pie, steak and cheese pie, will be one of those that I do whilst I'm on this trip. That's a really good idea because it is quite a famous outfit, this Furburger. A lot of people come to Queenstown just for them. And the queues in the summertime when it's really busy, the queues for burgers from that place goes right round the block. Can you do a review on the Ferry Bakehouse pies? They're amazing. Yes, Ferry. We drove through Ferry, and I think I could probably call back in on my way back up. Good call. I'll take a picture of that to remind me. Hang on. Sheldon, agreed. Daz, we have road bike guys that do a pie run through to Ferry just for a pie. Hey, when you have a bike, and I've got quite a few bikes, but I don't get a chance to ride many. When you have a bike, it's not, you know, it's not just about the destination. You're always looking for a reason to go for a ride, and yeah, going for a pie, even if it's 100 k's either way, it doesn't matter. It's another ride, isn't it? It's great. More VTC. Keep it up, bro. Love from Dubai. Cheers, matey. Appreciate that. Simon, what's the cafe you went with the very rude owner? Do they do? Oh, good point. I was telling Eloise about that place. That's a cafe in Springfield. It's in the South Island. When you come over Arthur's Pass heading south, you go through Springfield, and it's about a couple of 100 meters into the village on the left-hand side. I did feature it in the Rescue Charlotte series, and yes, they are pretty anti-custom down there, to be honest. William Wallace, hot mince pie in a buttered roll if you're starving. We're talking now. Are we talking, you know, savoury mince, or are we talking the sweet Christmas mince pies? I'm assuming probably the savoury mince there. I think that would work. That would bolster it up a bit with the additional bread and butter. Good call. So where to for the rest of the week? Well, a couple of dealers to visit on Monday, and then back to Queenstown again. So local dealers, one at Cromwell, one at Wanaka. And then Tuesday morning it's down to Invercargill. Go and see the dealer down there. I always enjoy meeting up with Stu and Kevin and Anne. They're great guys. And staying in Invercargill on Tuesday night. So Roger, there'll be a pint, I'm sure. And then from there it's working my way east. So I've got Gore and I've got Clutha, or Balclutha as it's properly called, where the bridge is over the big river. Those two guys. And then I'm up to Dunedin that night, and then I'm at the dealership in Dunedin the following morning, and then it's up to Oamaru. It is Oamaru next. Looking forward to it. Should be good. Hey Sheldon, should be great. We're gonna have a laugh, as always. Staying in Oamaru that night, obviously, and then making my way up to Timaru, and I end up in Christchurch. So I've got Ashburton to do after the weekend. So I got up to Christchurch, got the weekend in Christchurch, back down to Ashburton for because it's bank holiday Monday, so back down Monday night to Ashburton, Tuesday morning to the dealer in Ashburton, back up to Christchurch, two dealers around Christchurch, making my way north, staying in Hammer Springs, and then over to Nelson, dealer in over to Muchawika actually. So we've got to call in at Toad Hall and do a video on their steak and cheese, or the nearest variant that they do to steak and cheese. I've got big hopes for their pie. I've had a couple in the past. They've been really good. Logistics wise, obviously it's going to be a very low score because you can only get their pie at their shop and you've got to go to Muchawika for it. But other than that, they should score quite highly, I think. I'm not trying to, you know, preempt the scores. I will go in with a very open mind, and they'll get a score based on the pie on that day for sure. Then back into Nelson, see the dealer in Nelson, and the following morning, I think. Yes, the following morning, and then it's straight over to the ferry, back to Wellington, staying in Wellington that night, assuming, of course, the ferry's running, and then back home on the Saturday. So that's my whole itinerary in a nutshell there. Lots to do. Lots and lots to do. Right, hang on. Oh, Simon, William Wallace, that's Wigan Kebab. Nice. Eric, hi mates, do you think Josh Strobel is the father of Kaya? I don't know who Josh Strobel is. Who the hell's Josh Strobel? Let's find out. Who is Josh Strobel? Don't know. Sorry, not familiar with that name. My fault. Now, Mike, Sounds like you travel about as much as I do for work. The difference is you fix engines and I haul trash. Oh, I do fix a bit of stuff. I try and help out where I can. Eric, from 90 Day France. What's that? No idea. So, I did promise you a short live stream. We're 55 minutes in. I'm going to cut it at an hour because I've fiance, 90 Day fiance. What? Machine NZ. Hey, morning, Machine NZ. I've still got my the rest of the Myford to strip. Sorry, mate. Hope you're all well, and I'm sure your workshop's looking as pristine as ever. Yeah, on the road again. I am. Yeah, I'm actually quite pleased to be out in the South Island because it's a lot more relaxed down here, to be honest. Oh, cold coffee. That's an hour old, that coffee. Jeez. Simon, your message is held for review. 2 more likes needed. I think we can show that, don't you? That's not too bad. We'll show that one. Here we go. Eric, Josh and Alexandra had a... Oh, here we go. I think you missed out a word. I wonder if you had any thoughts. I have no idea. No idea, Eric. I hadn't heard about that. Roger, you stay true. I will. Oh, you stay Tuesday. Yes, Tuesday night. I mean, in Cargill. Yes, yeah, I got that. Eric. I can't really comment on that. I mean, that doesn't stack up, does it? To be honest. Anyway, so I've got to head back to the hotel, get changed into my work gear, and hit the road. Yes. So the next live stream is going to be from Christchurch next Sunday. There might be, I have brought all my laptop with me to do editing and stuff. There may well be some videos hitting the channel on pie reviews around the South Island whilst I'm still away. That's the plan. Hopefully it works out. All depends on workload, to be honest. I have a lot to get done. Eric, well, maybe she did. Mike's Automotive Diagnostics. Hey, from is that Kansas, USA? I'm on the road also. We're all on the road. We're all busy, aren't we? So good morning, Mike. Welcome aboard, mate. Mike Adams. My workshop is a disaster, but I can't stop building stuff long enough to strain it up, lol. Yeah, mine does get pretty messy now and again, but I try and get it all tidied up before I'm filming so it's presented properly. I've got a lot of fabrication jobs coming up, a lot of undersealing to do. I've still got a CB750 to finish. The last of the parts turned up just before I left, so that's great news. So very happy with that. But I have got a huge workload coming up. But I'm just trying to enjoy this trip for what it is while I'm out and about. Machine NZ. Damn, wish I had known you were down there. I'm looking at a surface grinder in Invercargill. Maybe you could have bought it back for me, lol. I still can if you get it organised. Yeah, keep in touch. You've got my email. Click me an email through. If you get it organised and it will fit in the back of the ute, then I can do that for you. That's not a problem. Anytime. Only joking. Well, the offer's there if you want it. I tend to do a lot of logistics for people at the moment with all this lockdown stuff. Mike Adams, have a good one. You all be safe and travel on your travels, my friend. I'll do my very best. Machine Z, the freight is around $600 to bring it up to New Plymouth. I can bring it up for you if it'll go in the back of the ute. Can't be paying $600, that's crazy. William Wallace, why is the VW Mark IV Golf 1.9 TDI PD engine so reliable? Well, it's a Golf, and maybe they cheated a little bit. I don't know. Anyway, crew, it's time for me to go. Thank you very much for joining. Really enjoyed this live stream. Sorry it's been a bit of a rush, but it has been from the beautiful Queenstown. It's absolutely incredible down here at the moment. Snow-capped mountains. I'll give you a quick pan before we sign off. There you go, look. How's that? Look at that. I mean, what a view in the morning. Really is absolutely staggering down here. Eloise is very, very, very happy to be down. Okay, that's just buildings, Andy. That's just buildings. The mountains are a lot better, aren't they? Okay, crew. Well, until next time. Again, thanks for joining, and I'll drive safe. Don't you worry. Okay, crew. Cheers. Over and out.